Okay, once again, we have a big update on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on the Nintendo Switch. Monolith Soft decided to drop some brand new footage and some lore or backstory out of nowhere in the middle of the night, and I wanted to make sure that I cover that and a bit more. But before we get into any of that, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. Now let's go ahead and start off first with some brand new Xenoblade Chronicles 3 updates right here, the Nintendo Switch. It's happening in July. Can you guys believe it? We are almost there. We're just like moving really fast towards Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Now in this first clip, we've already seen this before, so I won't spend too much time on it, but maybe it's a little bit more of an updated build, or they wanted to talk about it again. But they are reinforcing, Monolith Soft is reinforcing the fact that you can switch between characters. So officially on their Twitter page, they said you can change between Noah or the others at any time while you're on the move. Switch to your favorite party member and move around the field. And one thing that I'm noticing with this clip here is the fact that everything is pretty much stable in the world. The environment is looking really good. It doesn't look like the frame rate drops. It looks like there's no issues at all. So I think that they're trying to show that you can dynamically switch and everything in the world will be stable. It won't have some of the issues that we did see in some parts of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now we still need to see more of the game. I'm pretty sure there'll be some areas where there might be some issues, but it definitely seems like more time, more effort, and just a bit more polish was put on from an earlier state than what we've seen with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 when that launched. So definitely good there. Now the next thing here, which is the most important, is Ethel. She has a brand new focus on her in terms of a trailer, and it goes back in time. Then we saw a little bit of this in the last trailer where it shows Noah being younger, but now we actually see what happens in that scene. So let's go ahead and read off what they have to say here. Now in Xenoblade Chronicles EN with the official translation, Ethel had once saved Noah from Kiev when he was just a child soldier of Angus. Noah and the others looked up to Ethel from then onwards. So why on Ionios is she attacking them as enemies now? And then it says Xenoblade 3, let's freaking go. So there's some intrigue, there's some mystery about what's going on. We're not exactly sure what's happened between Noah and Ethel. People are looking up to this dual-bladed lady, but now things have completely changed a number of years later. It definitely seems like it's like a at least minimum of 5 to 10 years later from that point, since Noah is looking so young, and obviously he's a bit older and a lot taller in what we've seen the present day when they go over with the trailer and everything. So this is going to be very cool to see how all of this unfolds. It just feels like they're putting together that's just something that's epic and massive. Not only does it kind of encapsulate a brand new story for players to kind of get a hold of, the new characters and everything, but they're also incorporating some of those elements from the previous Xenoblade Chronicles games. That's going to really make it put everything together if you've played the game. So really kind of everybody can get into the action here, because the main characters and the focus of the game, it does seem like it's all brand new. So I can't wait to see what they do here with the full story scope and scale. I think it's going to be incredible. But what are your thoughts on this brand new footage of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with Ethel and Noah, and what do you feel is going to be the best aspect about this game once it drops on July 29th? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys. We've got some Final Fantasy 16 news from Yoshi P, direct from Yoshi P. So here's what he had to say recently on the game. The trailer is done. I'm guessing the new trailer that they're going to be showing off. Certain factors caused the announcement to be delayed, but it should drop, quote, soon. The dev team spent a long time polishing and debugging the game. The game is pretty much complete. So this is definitely good news here, because we haven't really seen anything new on Final Fantasy 16 in a very long time when it comes to footage or anything like that. So they definitely maybe announced it a bit earlier than anticipated, but at the same time, it does seem like they've done a really good job at really forging away at this, just chipping away at it and getting it done. I'm guessing there was a lot of long hours, there was a lot of just really blood, sweat, and tears that's being put into Final Fantasy 16, and I'm hoping that the final product is going to be a lot better than what we got at the launch launch of Final Fantasy 15 and just better in general overall. But I think that with Yoshi P at the helm, I don't want to discredit what he's been able to do in his career and everything. Some people felt, at least on Twitter, some people felt that I didn't understand what Yoshi P has done, and I completely understand, and I have faith in terms of this. I just want to wait and see some more results. But this is sounding good. I can't wait to see the next trailer for the game. I want to see some gameplay updates. I think that this game has so much potential to be really good, but I want to see how the combat flow is. I want to see how the upgrading works in the game. We definitely have some unanswered questions, and if there's like party teams and sizes and stuff like that, or is it going to be like a one-man RPG type of game? So we'll see exactly what happens with it, but either way, I'm extremely excited. I'm always excited for a new Final Fantasy release. I've been playing Final Fantasy since the beginning, so I'm always excited for a new Final Fantasy release, and I can't wait to see what they show us here with Yoshi P at the helm. So, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy 16 and getting a new trailer soon and the game pretty much being done? They just have to kind of plug away and get some more things done on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here, guys. We've got some brand new footage of Mario Strikers Battle League. Now, in Japan, there was a overview trailer, which I'm pretty sure will be localized already at this point by the time that you're watching this video, or it will be soon. It'll be soon at some point or next week. But yes, an overview trailer was released and it showed off some brand new moves that you can do in Mario Strikers Battle League. So I did want to talk about that just a bit and go over the overview of the game for those who are maybe new to the franchise, because the last Mario Strikers game was 15 years ago. So it's been a while. So here's what Nintendo had to say on the matter. Tackle, pass, and score in Battle Soccer with the Mushroom Kingdom game. Introducing Strike, a 5-on-5 soccer-like sport with no rules. Do whatever it takes to win, get gritty, and try to score the most goals by tackling enemies, using items, and pulling off score-boosting special shots. Super Mario series mainstays like Peach, Toad, and Yoshi put their cleats and stats to the pitch and will stop at nothing to score. Customize your characters with gear that can augment their stats and appearance. Take the carnage online or pass the ball to players locally. Just look out for the electric fence. You can also join an online club to push and shove your way up the ranks. Band together with up to 20 strikers online and compete against other clubs for points. Find the right club for you, team up with friends, and bring your own striker style to the table. Strive to become the world's top club each season. And you can pummel the pitch with up to 8 players. 8 players can go for the goal on one Nintendo Switch system with local wireless or online. Bring along a secondary striker on the same system in online battles too. Locally, 4 players on each team can go cleat to cleat in individual matches. Now, Mario Strikers Battle League is due out for the Nintendo Switch on June 10th. So it's coming up very soon here in about a month as of the time that I'm recording this video. And in the overview trailer, I noticed quite a number of cool abilities. I really like the fact that you can bump your teammate to get ahead and maybe kind of get to the ball faster so you can score a goal or get into position. I like the super moves that are in the game as well. I think that the graphical style is absolutely gorgeous and very clean. The character models are very nice. The game is running super smooth, and the online play looks like it's going to be really good and add something that we haven't seen from a first-party game on the Nintendo Switch at this point. I love the whole club idea and the fact that you can go online and compete against other clubs for rankings. That's something that Nintendo really hasn't done at this point. They've kind of done it with a little bit with Splatoon, but you don't have the whole club aspect of it and it being official like a real soccer club, or for the world's game, a football club in the real world. So I do like what they're doing there. I like the moves. I like what they're showing off. I know that Daisy fans might be a little bit upset, but I'm almost positive, looking at this trailer and looking at what they're doing with the customization and some of the stuff that's in the game, I'm almost positive that they're going to have DLC rollouts where they add in new different customizations for your characters to change up stats, and to also where they add characters in there as well. I'm almost positive, because it just looks like it's just screaming for that at this point. So I think that will happen, just like all the other Mario sports games at this point with Mario Tennis and also Mario Golf. I think think that we're going to see that with Mario Strikers Battle League as well. So what are your thoughts on Mario Strikers Battle League and this new footage? Does this get you hyped up before the game? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next bit of news, we have some updates when it comes to the Nintendo Switch sales itself in Japan, passing a major milestone, and also Nintendo Switch Sports off to a hot start in Japan. So the usual Japanese sales data that we get from Famitsu that usually comes on Thursdays, but because of the holiday and Golden Week, we weren't able to get it this past Thursday, but we do have some information from the Famitsu. Now, early data has revealed, according to Nintendo Everything, that the game has sold over 190,000 copies. So it goes without saying that it's probably the best selling game of the week once we get those numbers next week. Now, Nintendo Switch Sports ended up selling less than Wii Sports Resort at launch, as the latter game moved 354,000 units in its first week. But there is a little bit of an asterisk by that. All the sales for Wii Sports Resort were physical. Currently, we don't exactly know how many units were sold on the eShop, as Nintendo Switch Sports is the #1 game sold on the eShop right now. So if you consider in, or if you factor in those digital sales, it's likely that Nintendo Switch Sports has sold at least 300,000 units or near that, considering it did nearly 200,000 without digital, and it's the #1 game on the eShop at this point. Now, outside of Nintendo Switch Sports, Famitsu has confirmed that the Nintendo Switch itself has passed 24.6 million units sold in Japan. In doing so, it's actually surpassed the Nintendo 3DS, which took 10 years to reach that same goal. So in half the time, the Nintendo Switch was able to actually surpass the Nintendo 3DS, which is a huge feat, be it that. So it's pretty interesting to see the dynamic between Nintendo Switch and the sales, and pretty much every single game that Nintendo puts out does fairly well on the Switch. They've had very few games that haven't been off to great starts for their respective genre and style of games. So I'm pretty sure Nintendo is happy with those sales, and it's awesome to see that the Nintendo Switch has surpassed the 3DS in Japan, because the 3DS is one of the best selling systems of all time in Japan, and the Switch has already surpassed it in half its time. So the Switch is very likely to be the best selling system, or get near the best selling system. It's going to be tough to pass up the Nintendo DS, but it's definitely on its way. So what are your thoughts on Nintendo Switch passing up the Nintendo 3DS, and also Nintendo Switch Sports off to a hot start in Japan? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, guys, we've got a brand new Soul Hackers 2 Saizo trailer. He is a romantic and a mediator whenever Arrow and Milady clash. So Atlas has released the third character trailer for Soul Hackers 2, which introduces Saizo as well. Now, if you want the actual introduction to this character, his organization, his height, his hobby, what his favorite food is, all of that, they detailed all of it. There's a lot of lore, there's a lot of backstory with these characters in Soul Hackers 2. So check out the link in the description if you want to check that out. But I do want to go over some more information about this fedora type wearing character, rounded hat fedora wearing character. So a freelance devil summoner, although he's murdered by Phantom Society agent, he is resurrected with Ringo's soul hacking. He decides to accompany Ringo and her team with a certain objective of his own in mind. A romantic at heart, he plays it cool in his own enduring way. Able to read the room, he often meditates and steps in whenever Arrow and Milady clash with one another. Now, one of his abilities is the Tommy gun. So this is a gun style COMP that specializes in gun attribute attacks. It also has a high aptitude for force skills. Saizo's high agility plus a specialization in support, such as the use of recovery skills and items, make him a skilled fighter in battle. So awesome stuff there. I love the character designs and kind of what they're doing with Soul Hackers 2. I think that this game is going to be absolutely awesome, and it's coming out very soon. We get Xenoblade 3, then bam, almost right after that, we've got Soul Hackers 2. So it's going to be a nice RPG summer for sure. So Soul Hackers 2 is due up for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series of systems, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC via Steam on August 25th in Japan and August 26th worldwide. So more information, link in the description. And yeah, Soul Hackers 2 looks absolutely awesome. I mean, the only thing that I can point to so far, which I talked about it before because I'm a huge SMT and Atlas fan. I love their games and what they do, like with the different demons and all of that, is that the fact that the game doesn't have it like real time. Like you can't see what enemies are on the map at real time, at least in what they've shown so far. So you know what you're fighting. That's like the only issue. Outside of that, the game looks really smooth and I think it's going to be really good as well. It's been a long time since the last Soul Hackers game, so it was definitely about time that we got another one. So what are your thoughts on all the different topics here, from Xenoblade Chronicles to Final Fantasy 16, Mario Strikers, Soul Hackers 2? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.